They were so used to it. They probably cleaned it or whatever, or at least cleaned the ground around it because we're not supposed to touch it. And so they were so used to it, you know. They were just, it was a new cart enough. I mean, we got this, man. We got this. We got this, man. Start a church. I can talk. You can talk. I can talk. In fact, let's gather the people. You know, let's gather the people. Let me talk to them. In fact, by the time I'm done with them, God knows. Even Satan himself will give his life to Christ. I can see that. Is it concert? We've been doing concert. Is it to be said any concert? We've been doing concert for a long time. You know, we've been doing this for a long time. Man, let's gather the people together. Give me a mic and they say, let me break the mic, man. When I bust the mic, then, you know, we all on the floor. I mean, call me concert. You know, not wrong. I mean, you don't want to do this thing. You know, we got this on lock, man. We wrote the textbook. Get it? Exactly. Evangelism. I mean, what evangelism? Just forward. Yeah, let's go. Who people don't talk to bring. I mean, by the time I start to talk to them about how Jesus died, you know, yeah, they will get I mean, really, that's sad. Okay. They were driving this cart to Jerusalem, where the ark was so. Now, this is the sad part. The journey was ordained. They were going to the right place with the right thing at the right time, just in the wrong way. And then they get to a place called the threshing floor of Chino. I love threshing floors. Everywhere you see a threshing floor in the Bible, it's a beautiful place to stop and think what's going on. The original meaning of a threshing floor is a place of separation of wheat from chaff, a place where you process what is godly and spiritual from what is carnal and fleshy. The threshing floor was also the place where David cried out to God to save Israel when the angel was sent from God to wipe out the land. It's a place of intercession. It's a place of an encounter. It's a place of separation. It's a place where the rubber meets the road. And as they got to the threshing floor, there was a bump in the road. Trust God to always leave a bump in the road. When you're doing it the wrong way, He knows how to get your attention. They got to the bump in the road. The oxen stumbled. Bear in mind, if you read Leviticus and read Exodus, God told Moses the ark is only to be carried by Levites, sanctified, consecrated people. The Levites were chosen by God when they refused to bow down to the ark, so to the golden calf. You know, the people who actually had to kill some of their brothers and their families to defend God. I'm not saying go kill your mom and dad. I know many of you want to kill your wife or your brother or your sister, but it's okay. I'm not saying please don't do that. But the principle here is that there was nothing they placed above their love for God. They were consecrated, sold out. They didn't have any income or source of income for themselves because they were giving completely to God's service. I'm not saying quit your job. All I'm saying is present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. Only the Levites were supposed to carry the ark on their shoulders by a golden stave. And it's slow when human beings are walking. But many times we are too in a hurry for God, so we get oxen so we can go quickly. Did you catch that? You know, it's too slow doing it God's way. Levites and then the horns blow, and this is how we're supposed to walk. And the horn, that's what the whole marching thing you see in bands that they came from this, you know, they're going, and after 7 steps they stop and they bless God and they move again. You know, man, man, see, I gotta do this, man. You know, Jesus will come tomorrow, so I've got to get this on the road. You know, but I have to get married for Jesus. So my friend, she said that when I was looking at her, are you crazy? She said, Jesus can't come before I get married. I can't die a virgin. I can't go to heaven a virgin, so I'm going to get married now. And many of them got married to the wrong people because they have to get married now. And now they want to get divorced now. But they've had their sex. Like I said, it's tragic when you try to do the right and the wrong way. It would have been better if they went and fornicated. And be honest. God would have beaten them, they would have lost some things, created soul ties, destroyed some things, but at least they would not be tied for the rest of their life with the devil's sister or first son. We're going to go quickly. The ark stumbled. And Uzzah, the word Uzzah means strength of a man. It means human strength. When the problem came, they wanted to solve it by human strength. And God said, kill Uzzah. and did it so badly that that place is called Perez Uzzah, meaning the breach of Uzzah. God made a memorial of killing human strength. How many of you have been there where God makes it a point of duty to show the whole world how He messed you up? You didn't just fail, you failed so bad that you're a memorial to this day. Your failure is the reference point. People talk about how bad it went till today. There's a statue erected at the spot where you failed. And it was not the devil, it was God. The places we failed as a church last year, the vast majority of them were not the devil. Was God saying, Perez EKC? Perez Isiavwe? And it scarred David so bad that he abandoned the project halfway. And I'm going to close here, I think I'll continue with this next time I preach. It scarred David so bad that he took the ark he'd always wanted to bring and just found any way to dump it. And he dumped it in the house of Obed-Edom. Obed-Edom means servant of Edom. Edom meaning descendants of Esau. Fleshy, carnal. He dumped it in the house of a servant of carnality. A Gittite. Gittite means inhabitant of Gath. Gath, for those of you who know your Bible well, was where Goliath came from. Gath is one of the 5 royal cities of the Philistines. He dumped it from he took the glory and left it in the house of a supposedly carnal. How do I put this way? Think of it this way. What was supposed to be for the man after God's heart ended up with an infidel. The blessing God had for David ended up with an inhabitant of Philistia, a servant of Edom. What you were supposed to succeed at, an unbeliever or a carnal Christian who was carnal enough to do it the devil's way, succeeded at. And to rub salt into the wound, the Bible said the Lord blessed Obed-Edom and his household. That's the height of it. After Perez, Kafaya, then you now have to watch somebody who doesn't have a relationship with God, a servant of Edom. You have to watch them do what God called you to do. You have to watch them walk in what God called you to walk in. You have to look at them and say, oh Lord, have mercy. It scarred David so bad that in chapter 14, verse 1, it took somebody coming to give him gifts for him to believe God had actually called him. And there's some failures that actually destroy your confidence in your calling, in your purpose. It happens so bad that you question whether, the Bible says, verse 1, chapter 14, Hiram sent messengers to David with yada yada yada, and then David perceived the Lord had confirmed him king over Israel. So it took this to happen for him to perceive God had confirmed him king. Sad, isn't it? Let me end it there for today. I'll go to the good part next week, or Thursday. So don't miss it, because you don't know when I'll do it. Bless them. This year, we're going to bring back the glory. We're going to do it the right way. This year, we're going to be an Ecclesia Kingdom entity. We're going to be an Ecclesia. We're going to propagate the kingdom, but we will do it the right way. There will be no breach this year. There will be no memorial of a failure. There will be no having to watch the servant of Edom prosper at our expense. Let me just say this, because I believe there are going to be many pastors and ministers listening to this by CD. I know it's painful. I know the pain of seeing somebody sell out and prosper in ministry, while you were doing God's will seem to be failing.